What's going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy DXB Crypto back with another banger. So in this video, I want to break down Kaspa, potential developments and outlook for 2026, of course, and I want to give you my opinion at the end of the video of what Kaspa can potentially do in terms of returns. So smash a like. All my links are in the description. And as always, thank you to Nansen. You can get a link, use my code to get a discount on Nansen and other offerings. Link in the description. So guys, when it comes to price action, we want to absolutely make sure that Kaspa's recent performance doesn't taint your overall expectation of what Kaspa can potentially do. And in my opinion, this is what I've been praying for. This is what I've been looking for. But before we absolutely break what this means, let's talk about where Kaspa sits in terms of the overall value chain of cryptocurrencies, particularly the largest sector of cryptocurrencies, which are proof of work. Of course, Bitcoin is dominating the scenes, but you can see here Kaspa is up by 20%, Bitcoin's up by 5%, and then we've got the likes of Zcash here. No real surprises. But overall, if you look at this sector here, it's $1.8 trillion. Largely, that's all Bitcoin's market cap. However, when you start to look at proof of work and you start to see the cryptocurrencies that are second to Bitcoin in terms of proof of work, all of a sudden you start to realize, wait a minute, there are no fundamentally strong projects here. Of course, privacy in terms of Zcash, but I'm talking about the general purpose layer one. Okay. So in my opinion, Kaspa should grow over the years. So we've got the likes of Dogecoin here. We've got Bitcoin Cash, which is 10 billion. In terms of market cap, 23 billion for Doge. Zcash has absolutely rocketed and 8.4 billion. Then you have privacy proof of work here with Monero. And then you've got Litecoin, which is the next best thing here, which is obviously the original network that was designed to take the load off Bitcoin. And then you've got Ethereum Classic. After the merge, you know, nobody obviously wanted, you know, that's not done nothing. $14 Ethereum Classic. I still believe Ethereum was way more valuable as proof of work, but of course, proof of stake has its own advantages as well. Now, there is always the trilemma, right? This is what Kaspa is solving. Now, if you look at these, so between the largest one, second largest, so if you look at these particular top 7 coins, right? You don't really see anything that should, you know, if we cross out Bitcoin here, you really see privacy, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic. So if we absolutely think with our logical sense, the next best thing that you have here as a layer one is Kaspa. Now, Kaspa's market cap is very, very tiny. Considering, obviously, you've got the likes of Marathon Digital mining this, Kaspa has always lacked DeFi smart contracts. And this is some of the things that I want to present to you in this video as to the reasons why Kaspa's DeFi is going to be massively growing because of it's internet ready, basically. Kaspa is a 10 block per second protocol, which puts it into a global standard. The amount of speed, bandwidth that you can achieve with Kaspa is second to none. Right? So with that in mind, what are we looking at here? So this is really the first thing that jumps to me. One of the reasons why you're seeing a massive bounce from the lows, and you have absolutely gone into this level here across and sitting above exactly where this resistance is. We'll talk about the chart a little bit more detail. But what does this mean? Right? So this is the first ever, right? So if you're a Kaspa holder and you want a DeFi, what you need in order to achieve that is you need bridges to Ethereum, to BNB, to Dymensions here. This is going to change the game for Kaspa, in my opinion. And the Kaspa bridge, which is obviously now live, is going to be one of the first things that is going to give Kaspa a massive difference. Okay, so again, Dymensions have obviously come out massively and they've supported this move. And you can see here, it was overwhelmingly, the proposal went through and it was voted. Of course, voting starts on the 25th and it ended on the 26th. Today's the 27th, hence the strong price action you're seeing now. Now, in terms of details, it is important to understand this partnership, right? And Dymensions L1 is basically going to be, is it secure is the first thing. Yes, it's very secure. And Kaspa mints one-to-one representation on Dymension in the reverse. Of course, this is a lot more technical. Most people don't need to know this, but you need to know this is happening. Dymensions is a Cosmos SDK-based proof of stake chain, and it's going to support ecosystem of L2 rollups and chains capable for arbitrary logic smart contracts. The L1 provides core DeFi functionalities, including token launch pads. Now, of course, this is a novel, brand new bridge. And of course, they are absolutely delighted with what they're doing here in terms of the documentation, in terms of the speed, in terms of how it works, the TVL, all of that good stuff. And of course, Kaspa is going to massively benefit from that. Okay. So this is really great. I really love this, and I think it's already showing us a tremendous promise in the first few days, weeks, of course, and hopefully it will continue to do that. Now, these are major, obviously, you know, the 20% move that you're seeing, 23% over 24 hours, 1.6 billion in terms of market cap. Volume has picked up significantly, and the layer 2, Kaspa's mainnet launch, officially launched on, you know, the L2s, the zkEVM layer 2 mainnet, bridging Ethereum compatible smart contracts. This is all this is all basically as part of the Kaspa Foundation's vision to obviously deliver smart contracts and now deliver trackable DeFi. That's going to grow hugely. Okay. So one of the reasons why you're seeing the Dymensions integration is just several points I need to just jump through with you. Developers can now deploy smart contracts with minimal changes. It integrates with MetaMask and Had and other EVM compatible standard wallets, base rollups, architecture, sequencing, and of course settles on all layer 1s. And of course, the native gas token goes live as well, right? So as a gas token, Cas is obviously going to be live on this particular chain. Now, of course, you have unlike most of the layer 2s, Kasplex uses bridge Cas as its token, reinforcing the utility and aligning economic the economic growth of the Kaspa token as a native token. And I think this is going to lead up to a massive potential upside for Cas. It also strengthens the utility, of course, and the value accrual. Now, in terms of the infrastructure, two-way bridge. So you have what Dymension we're describing as kind of like the L1, two-way L1 to L2, back to L1, different endpoints and so forth. And then you've got L2 orders completed. That was completed already. Zero knowledge proofs. This is absolutely the security that's going to be key, and decentralization sequencing. Okay. Early ecosystem. Now, of course, what can you do here? Token swaps, yield farming, staking pools, lending markets, AI-driven trading strategies, all kinds of stuff. Previous was KRC20. Now, KRC20 was absolute BS, in my opinion. And when you look at the, still, I mean, there's going to be room for these, but I think this is going to be the thing of the past. In my opinion, Kaspa's native DeFi, in terms of within DeFi, is going to grow massively with crazy speeds. Okay. Why does this matter? So this is the first time a programmable dApp on a DeFi protocol with a complex smart contract can run on Kaspa, an ecosystem known for its ultra-fast layer 1 proof of work blockchain. Now, if you don't even actually have any Kaspa now, Kaspa is pretty cheap. But I do believe, based on the reasons that I've given you, of the proof of one and the lack of something that is second to Bitcoin in terms of the pure, as a pure form of cryptocurrency. I think we've already identified that in the proof of work list of cryptocurrencies after Bitcoin. DeFi readiness. This is where I expect to see gigantic growth for Kaspa. And the other thing is, well, developer onboarding EVM compatibility. That's absolutely easy migration. Now, this will all, of course, have a caveat and proof of work plus block DAG. Plus, the big thing here is zkEVM, right? Which is a massively beneficial to Kaspa as it scales. And of course, is very, very secure. And Kaspa's utility is going to increasingly become more and more valuable because the gas token natively will be the Kaspa token. Now, of course, major developments as well. There's these VBROCs, verifiable programs. Okay, what are these? Now, these are genuinely, or generally speaking, they are the use of off-chain computational with on-chain verification, right? Bit complex, but understand it's all about sequencing, synchronous compatibility, and of course, it uses a single liquidity pool. So it doesn't actually overload the layer one. And you need that. That's very, very key. Now, core architecture as well. There's a lot more to go through with this. Of course, we can't do it all in one video, but these, this is what you need from your proof of work layer one. In my opinion, technical advantages. This is very key. Again, listen, whether you like Kaspa or not, you have to pay attention with what it's trying to do. So Cardano's security, Tron's efficiency, Solana's performance, Ethereum's programmability, without the outages of any of these other chains. And I think over the years, in my opinion, with a room for Kaspa to grow in terms of the DeFi, I think it will scale up the market cap rankings, in my opinion. Again, this cycle is not all about Kaspa one time. I think Kaspa is your 2 cycle, 3 cycle, 4 cycle, and I think it will just continue to go bigger and better. So far, the price, okay, has not been great. So we had Marathon, Digital, MD, mining, right? So when that happens, normally the price tends to go boom. Before that, I mean, if you look at from 2023, late 22 to about 2024, Kaspa was the best performing asset versus Bitcoin, and it went parabolic. And these will absolutely continue to grow. Some of these things, of course, Kaspa processed 150 million transactions in 24-hour period. So that's actually what I'm betting on in terms of that speed, which is absolutely insane. Major developments, multi-chain, EVM bridge, and this is where the real business starting to happen. You're seeing Dymensions, it's up 23%. It's up massively for the week, and I think these bridges will continue to show up, especially when you started to get the likes of BNB and other big massive chains, Solana and other ones into the ecosystem. So overall, I've always been looking at Kaspa DeFi, and I think Kaspa DeFi is something you need to watch out for on DeFi Llama. At the moment, Kasplex has a very tiny TVL, very, very extremely low TVL. So can you imagine when you have, shit coins with, 5-6 billion in terms of the overall TVL that's locked in. And I think this will grow massively. And you can see here for the last 24 hours, only because of that Dymensions bridge, it's already up 13%, in my opinion. So this is a massively, growing ecosystem. Is still very, very early, in my opinion. I think some of the challenges that we've seen with Kaspa has always been the ability to have those smart contracts. And now that it's got smart contracts, you will start to see big things being built on it. We have done a live stream about this. We have already talked about a bit in terms of my previous videos, but I do believe within the next kind of 12 months, we could see crazy Kaspa growth. So with all that being said, where do I think the price of Kaspa could go in the next kind of few months to 1 year? In my opinion, I think Kaspa's ultimate target is for this cycle is going to be around this, psychological $1 level, right? With all of this coming to mind, I think this is the ultimate price target for Kaspa. My only problem is when you do the fib extensions, it's very clear that those levels are kind of massively targeted by everyone. It is a psychological level. 50 cents is another good level. I would say in the long term, $3 to $5 is absolutely possible. But in the short term, I would love to see Kaspa get above 20 cents, break new all-time highs, and we do have several resistance levels to clear on our way to that level. And then after that, who knows? Who knows where we could go? I mean, anything is possible with cryptocurrency. Make sure you do your research, of course. None of this I'm saying is financial advice. I've always run this fib and it's always come back to me at a reasonable level. And don't be too greedy. I mean, at the end of the day, I am building Kaspa for the long term. It's not a kind of a cryptocurrency that I'm going to buy and sell. I haven't actually sold much Kaspa at all. I haven't sold any. In fact, I've only been buying for a very long time. So this is kind of key. You see this sharp reversal here. Most people don't buy assets when they are that cheap. It's just a fact of life, guys. Nobody buys this at this price. If it starts pumping, people will definitely come back into it. But as far as this level, I mean, this is like ridiculous. This is like 3.5 cents a few days ago. So I don't think people actually FOMO into fear, which is what they should be doing. Instead, people absolutely will buy at 20 cents. People will buy at 15. People will buy at 12. People will buy at all these levels. And of course, all the influencers will come back into Kaspa and they'll tell you to buy some more here. And we could have bought here. I mean, my bag is healthy, but now it's got this sharp little jump. In my opinion, you can really see that resistance that I had drawn in the other chart going vertical. So the price will go vertical soon. However, these are the key levels for Kaspa. Underneath that, we've got this level here. So it depends what you want to do. But in my opinion, as a, Kaspa developments, literally no roadmap, just development, no promise, just targets and no timelines, just results. I think this is going to be one of those cryptocurrencies that finds a narrative and eventually leads the layer ones of the proof of work sector. So let me know what you think anyway. It has been a crazy few hours, of course. You can follow me on all my socials in the link below. And of course, there is also Kaspa.stream. You've got to see, and you can join our WAP as well. Just $9 a month, guys. This is absolutely brilliant community and they are inspirational to me. In my opinion, they are some of the best people that you have ever seen. And finally, before you go, if you go to Kaspa.stream, what you see here is one of the best in terms of the explorers. And big up to the brother who built this, because obviously the metrics here are impressive, right? The hash rate, you can get the miners, recently seen miners, number of nodes, meme pools. You absolutely have all of the information. And I think this is a brilliant, I always use this one to check what's going on in terms of Kaspa, hash rate, payloads, whatever you want to look at, not only for miners, but also it's an indication for us, because you will have, you just get such a, look, you get everything, KRC20s and all kind of, Kasplexes. So check this out. You can have addresses here and you can see what the rich list looks like. Of course, you see a lot of these, people obviously growing their bags. Shrimps have obviously gone up in the last 24 hours. But overall, if you look at this, look at the craps, they've capitulated totally, right? The crabs have crapped their pants. And I think, look, the whales, you don't really get that change in terms of them. It looks like some sharks have been selling. Dolphins have been pretty steady. And planktons are actually growing. You can see here, right at the bottom. But the dolphins, I mean, these other, last 7 days, there's been significant kind of accumulation. However, if you'd ask me, the best performing Kaspa group are the humpbacks, in my opinion, because they still hold a large amount positive balance, despite the fact that they've been selling here. But the absolute best is the dolphins, because if you look at dolphins here, they haven't really capitulated as much, apart from the last 90 days slightly down. But if you look at the last 30 days, 7 days, and of course the last 24 hours, it's been decent accumulation. But that's your kind of Kaspa rich list. And again, you need to check this site out because it gives you an overview of mining transactions, blocks, everything, nodes, everything you need about Kaspa in one simple. And this is why Kaspa is just so highly decentralized, right? It's all over the world, man. And that's why I think, going back to this, to end this video, in my opinion, it will one day be, taking up space here, right? It cannot be like number 8 or number 9 or number 10 in terms of this crazy sector. I think it should be the second to Bitcoin in the near future, but that is obviously not financial advice. There's going to be a lot of permutations, and I'm holding this for the long term, guys. So give me your likes, subscribe to the channel. I know many of you pass through but don't like the videos. I don't know why you're watching it then, but share the video. I think this is going to help everyone out. And peace. Till next time, my friends, get you some Kaspa.